here in Cape York right now, folks, putting together a next lot. The four-wheel drive action adventure is going to be absolute crackers as well.
Epic.
Today's Thursday, however. What do we got?
Thursday madness, mate. We've got a cracking video coming your way. It's 5 of our best recoveries ever. Now, we've done some recoveries. I'll pull out the Nissan a few times, the Isuzu a few times. Mate, some of the recoveries have been epic, and trust me, I get bogged a fair few times too. One
of the best recoveries you're going to see is me pulling you out using Shorty. So, folks, tonight, Thursday night, YouTube, it's all free. In the comments below, we want you to list your most epic recovery. Enjoy it. Has fallen prey to 3 cars on the same track, and he's gone down with the weight of the camper trailer on the back of him. I'm hoping he hasn't tried to keep going and bog himself down further. I'm just going to go back and give him a quick snatch and try and get him out of there.
That was so close. I nearly made it the hard stuff. The front tyres are just on the hard stuff, back is sunk, and of course the trailer's down in the deep stuff. I reckon the max tracks just under the vehicle's tyres might be just enough to get me out.
Alright, well, Shauno's what you'd call well and truly bogged. No way we're going to winch him out of here. So I'm going to try and snatch him out, at least break that suction that you've got in this mud. We'll give it a go. My concern is that I'm going to go down as well. I haven't got much choice though, really. The plan here is to leave the max tracks in place, and that'll give Shauno something to drive up onto when I snatch him forward and out of that bog hole. That's the plan anyway. Hasn't exactly gone to plan thus far. We'll see how we go.
There's nothing there. Yeah, you're going off into an angle. I need to go almost straight where
the biggest issue we're going to have here, I think, is Shorty weighs a lot less than the Dirty 30 plus the camper trailer.
Just doesn't have the weight. You're going to get Stu's truck.
Stu, however, far heavier, got more power. I reckon he will be the key. What we've got to be so careful of here is when we're repositioning the vehicles to get them into a position to help effect a recovery, we don't get the recovering vehicle stuck as well. That's so very easy to do on these salt lakes.
Oh, I hope this works. Yeah, that's good, mate. You got me out of the main bit, I reckon. Go back. Come back.
You can see right there what difference a bit of weight and momentum makes.
Yeah, good as gold, mate. Good as gold. Those max tracks gave me just that little bit of grip towards the end of that recovery. Still got one to find. So you always should put the brake on.
I'm constantly amazed at just how deep down a max track can be sent during any recovery. By the movement.
Oh, got it.
Mate, that thing is ridiculous. Look at it.
Something tells me a lot more of that, mate.
A lot more of that, mate.
A lot more of that. What do you say? Keep going?
Yep, let's keep going. Sun's nearly down. I don't want to camp on this. Who's got me shovel? Give that back. Dirty max track. Things are looking good. We've still got an hour and a half before sunset. I reckon we're going to make it to the coast. Let's do this. I shouldn't have said a thing. We haven't even made it another 15 metres, and Shauno's gone down again.
Can't even get out the door. It's so bogged.
As you can see here, you've only got to get your line wrong by half a vehicle width, and you're down to your doorstops. It's Stu to the rescue in the mighty GU.
Yeah, that made a good. No, I'm out a bit.
That is one heck of a bog.
Little bit by little bit. I can open my door now.
Inch by inch though, we are getting Shaun out of there. That is one heck of a bog. The main thing right now is safety. Everyone is well away from that snatch strap because, well, things can happen.
I'm really stuck. I mean, look at it. This is, yeah, wow.
That's it. You're just about there, boys. Keep it up. That is a phenomenal amount of energy. As you can see, Shauno is well and truly stuck there, and we've bent and nearly snapped off a recovery point on the front of Shauno's rig. That is some forces at work, and that is exactly why you never stand close to any recovery.
I really don't know what to do now, mate.
I reckon we unhook this trailer.
It's the only thing I can do at this situation to make the forces less. But still,
moving forward, you can't get bogged again.
My bar is literally hold on by 2 broken bolts.
Yep. Well, let's see if we can get this trailer off, because you ain't going to get out like this.
And then just winch it.
Then you winch yourself out,
Yeah.
Then we'll winch the trailer out. Let's do it bit by bit. First thing, of course, we've got to do is get rid of the anchor. That is the trailer.
One of the big problems I'm facing right now is, of course, I've sheared bolts off the chassis which holds the bull bar on. So I'm going to put it on a pulley block back down to the recovery point that's actually attached to the chassis. That's going to give me the most strength, and obviously just do it in a straight line. And keep my fingers crossed.
To make this so much easier, of course, we've removed the trailer right now. Of course, it's very easy to remove, even in a situation like this with that hitch on the back. Once Sean's out, we can simply use the rear-mounted winch on Sean's truck,
Coming up.
pull the trailer up to meet him. There she comes!
There she comes. Come on, baby. That's you get.
Keep going, keep going! Yep!
Yeah. Ah, that was a big winch.
Look at that wheel! Wait till you see this. Seano might just have a couple of wheel balance issues, but he's out of the mud. Well, now that we've got trailer out.
Let's hope the large camper's built nice and tough.
The key to this trailer recovery is the beauty in the fact that Sean's put the Dirty 30 much higher up on that sand dune. That means that he's actually pulling up on the drawbar, not down. So at all times we're pulling the trailer up and out of the mud, not down into the mud.
Without the old Dominator X winch from Adventure Kings, we'd still be out on the tracks. They've saved our bacon a heck of a lot of times.
That's good. That's real good.
With that sun getting low now, there's no way we're going to make it to the coast tonight. In fact, I'm just grateful that we're out of the bog in time to make camp.
Right here.
The old saying is, any port in a storm. I reckon a salt lake right about now is a perfect spot to camp. With an abundance of firewood, plenty of flat, dry ground, well, what's the point in pushing on? Would have been good to make it to the coast, of course it would. But this, I tell you what, this will do. Setting up the rooftop tent on top of Shorty on a salt lake in the middle of the Gulf of Carpentaria, Lorella Springs, under a million-star night, doesn't get much better. I looked at my watch there at one point, it was 2 o'clock, I looked back, it was 6:30. How the heck does that happen? I guess when you're having fun and adventures like this, it just seems to go real quick. Favourite time of day right now, sun's just gone down. Got those rays in the sky, fire's cranking, and I reckon the only thing, you know what I'm going to say, that would top this off, it's a cold beer. It's exactly what I'm going to do. The Dirty 30's gone down on the right-hand side, and have a look at that angle. Truly nasty. We originally thought this would be a simple winch job, but we were sadly mistaken. There seems to be something like a buried tree root that has got a grip on Shauno's front right wheel. He's just not going anywhere. Forward's just not working. You're not even budging an inch. It's like you're just stuck up against something. Yeah, you've got to go left hand down, like I'm talking. Right now, you're driving to Barney. Can you go backwards? But then, things just take a turn for the worst.
As I was going backwards, a lot of air just came out of that tire. I think I've done a bead as well, so I'm just going to winch out and try and get us some dry land.
It's supposed to be a track that's going to take us a couple of hours this afternoon, then we're going to head probably down the next little destination we've got and camp for the night. But right now, I'm starting to look around for flat bits of ground. There's a flat piece just here that'll fit my swag. I don't know, we've still got so much of this to go. Coming on tonight, it just gets sketchy doing this sort of stuff. I don't know, do you keep pushing on, or do you err on the side of caution and crack a cold beer and wait until the cool, clear light of morning? I'm starting to think this is us for the night. Finally, we get Shauno out, but it's only half the battle.
Well, it's pretty obvious what's happened. Tyres come straight off. Had to winch all the way out, obviously no tyre. It's come right off the bead and off the wheel completely. It's a new one for me. I've seen Graham do it once in a glass house. Actually, he got 2 tyres off 2 wheels. But anyway, I'm just going to jack this up, put another spare on. It's getting late, obviously about 9:30 at night, and just so I can be mobile. I think we're camping here on the track tonight. That's a certain. But if I can just at least get out of the mud, maybe for tonight, it'd be nicer to put my swag just on a bit of dry land. All right, I'll do that. The other boys try and get through. All right, tyres back on. You boys just put the spare on, did you?
Yeah, mate, that's on. You gotta pick up your tyre.
Unreal. All right, well, I'll go forward and you guys come through.
I like that positivity.
I've had nearly enough fun for today. I've probably got a couple more bog holes in me, and that's about the size of it.
This just isn't looking good for us, and this is just one 4-wheel drive from the convoy. All right, winch out.
By now, we're all absolutely exhausted, but we've still got kilometres to go before the end of this track. Right now, we've got to stay focused and not let tiredness get in the way of safety. With each four-wheel drive getting bogged coming through here, we really are pushing ourselves to our limits. Then the flies came out, hundreds of them, and to top it off, it began to rain. We live for this stuff, but man, this is wild.
Tell you what, this tells a story. I reckon if you just look at the back of my vehicle right now, I think it speaks a lot louder than any words I'll say. But this is camp tonight, and it's just can't drive the rest of the track tonight. It'll be too dangerous to keep going, so we're just going to set up camp here and tackle it in the morning. Get some 2-minute noodles into us, and I reckon a couple of beers, and we won't be far from hitting the sack. Still goes down as an epic day of full driving. Tasmania certainly turned one on for us, that's for sure. I don't even know how we're getting out of here tomorrow.
Righto, mate, I'm going to finish my noodles.
Yep.
And then I'm going to call this a night until tomorrow morning.
Yep. We'll have maybe just one more beer.
Okay, can you give me one?
Yeah.
It's the morning of day 2, and after a good night's sleep, we need to assess our options and get out of this mess. There's four-wheel drives and recovery gear all over the place, and it's no wonder why. Look at these huge bog holes.
Hasn't got any less muddy.
All the way through there, you can see grass coming up through these puddles, so it mightn't be too bad.
I don't know, man, because where there's grass coming up through there, camera car got stuck for about an hour last night.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll see, just to get you guys to where I am.
It's going to be a feat.
A couple of hours, I reckon. Yep. This is good.
We've got to think about how we're going to do it in the sense that we do. Oh, yeah, actually, we've got a bit of room here because you can come out here and go right down there.
I'd be able to snatch this, at least snatch people out of this bog hole, so.
Yeah, and then we can just line cars up in here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And get ready to go to the next one. After that, it's home and hose.
I reckon they call this the mud mile. A mile of just plain hard mud.
Yeah, it's gnarly. It's really gnarly. This is one of the gnarlier tracks I've done.
This is cool.
Get your coffee into me, and I think we don't even dilly-dally. Let's just get straight back
I'm
into
going to have a quick look. I might have broken a hub last night. I just want to have a quick squeeze on the vehicle. New things. I've got dints on dints now.
Yeah, you've done some damage.
Yeah. I thought I'd just do a little bit of morning maintenance, and I had a suspicion that the hub might have been broken. I always carry spare hubs with me. It looks pretty good. So it takes 2 seconds to take the hub off. It's worth doing for peace of mind because I'm going to need every wheel turning to get out of this track. So
He's not wrong. He's got one heck of a mission ahead. Time to get that camera car through next. Look at that. There's absolutely no chance. It looks like the rain from last night has topped these bog holes up even more.
All right, I'm just setting up an anchor point here for Sean's truck because we've got four-wheel drives lined up right the way back with a number of very tricky bog holes to get through. Stage 1 is to use Sean's rear winch, pull the camera car forward out of that bog hole they're currently in, but because the surface is so slick, if we use Sean's rear winch, he's just going to slide backwards. So I'm putting an anchor point right here, using this winch extension strap that I'm going to attach to the front of Seano's truck. So now he can't move. We can winch off the back of him, get the camera car through, then we'll line them all up. It's my turn to step up.
For now, our plan is working. Now, there's more than one option at Gunshot, and we decided to take the second steepest, which is still just about vertical. Have a go at this.
not much you can do. Hang on, Matt. Just hang on.
Hey, do you want me to winch you from there? Or can you reverse out of that? Left hand down, man, you got this.
Well, that was a lot quicker than I expected.
You didn't plug your winch cable in.
I got wireless, mate.
Oh, thank goodness.
Tom's holding on for grim death.
It's a weird angle to see a car on.
I'm not going to lie to you, Graham, it's a pretty weird angle to look out of a car on.
Over here.
The best solution we could come up with here was to get Rocket to come around one of the easier tracks
and pull him forward.
Yeah, that's deep.
Oh, just there, will do.
Right, turning circle of a Kenworth.
Given the angle he's on, this is not going to take much to get him out.
Are you ready, Shawnee?
I tell you what, we really give these Dominator winches a heck of a workout. You can see though just what a tight fit it is in that gunshot chute. Well, mate, can we say you drove gunshot?
That's wild. You should see the front of your bull bar. It's absolutely caked in mud.
It looked like things were going well for all of us, but just then, disaster.
Something went wrong big time then. Don't know what it was, but I was shuddering and shaking and making a lot of loud banging noises.
That didn't sound good at all. We went to take a closer look.
Because I'm not feeling safe here at all. The car's just sliding itself and I'm standing on the brakes.
Nick is in a really bad position here, stuck right in the middle of the pinch, and the trailer is close to jackknifing. It's worse than we thought. Definitely game over for Nick. But now, we've got to get him out of here.
Its rear diff has gone, 100% gone. So I think the plan now is we'll just get him secured, try and get that trailer off, and then we'll reassess what we're going to do.
I don't think it'll go anywhere.
We've got to act fast here and get Nick into a safer position, and that means taking that trailer off.
I feel I just got it up a bit then. Here we go.
Yes! Successful release!
See if you can drive up. Put it in park and get out.
Nah. That rear diff is all bound up, and even without the trailer, Nick can't move.
They're looking good.
Oh, they're nice and loose.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, what we've got, of course, is a broken rear diff on this GU. So we've taken the trailer off so we can reverse the GU down to some flat-ish sort of ground. I don't think his trip's just over yet, but it's going to be quite an effort just to get him out of here. So we'll take the tail shaft out, got it in neutral. It's all shocked up and stuff like that. And hopefully it won't be too hard.
Removing that tail shaft is actually pretty easy. It's just 8 bolts, 4 front, 4 at the rear. Tail shaft slips out, but of course, safety is paramount here.
Don't break it.
We're on a super steep slope. It was lucky for us, however, there was an old log that was the perfect chock block. We got that into position, and Nick wasn't going anywhere in a hurry.
No, go. Just got the rear diffs all bound up and you can't actually get any forward traction. The front wheels are driving, but the rear diff's so bound up, it's acting like an anchor for the GU. So we're going to use the winch to try and pull him. Look, it's not going to make pretty noises when that diff finally does let go. And I figure that the more teeth that come off that crown wheel, the more rolling force he's going to be able to have. So I'm going to winch him up here. He's got to find a suitable tree. It's like we've done this before. Perfect measurement. All right, start winching when you're ready. Everyone's out of the way, so go for it.
Copy that.
You might need to drive a little bit with it. It's moving, keep doing that.
Things are looking good. Finally, Nick's moving. This is the result we're after. Now we can get him off this hill, albeit in 2-wheel drive. Fortunately for us, this section of track has a small lay-by, which has allowed us to operate and has enough room to turn around.
No, this is cool. This is a really complex recovery.
This is really complex.
Yeah.
You know.
We've just turned a truck around on a 45-degree hill with no real diff. That's a challenge anyone to do to stuff like that. That's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Now, all that's left to do is manoeuvre that trailer into position and hook it back onto Nick's truck.
This is a little bit sketchy, I think. It's the only plan we can think of. We've all put our heads together to see what we can do. What we need to do is turn this trailer around. Nick's in 2-wheel drive, obviously. You're going to drive down and try and drag this drawbar around with him as he drives down the hill. We've also got an extension strap on the other side of the trailer That's to stop the trailer tipping over and of course trying to stop it from rolling away and rolling down the hill or down into the back of the vehicle. So we're going to try and do this as controlled as possible. Don't quite know the outcome, but you've got to try something sometimes.
Slowly does it. There's no point in rushing these things. Safety first. It's working. The trailer is coming around.
A bit more. Stop there. Stop there.
It looks as if we've got that trailer shifted around enough to get it back onto Nick's trailer hitch.
And reverse it back about 2 feet so it's as close as you can get it. Tell you what, that would not have been possible without the help of everybody. We got camera crew, Jared involved, we got Dean involved. It worked, I can't believe that. We just turned a trailer around on South Basalt Knob, which is one of the hardest hills in the high country in terms of steepness, and with a vehicle with no rear diff. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty stoked with that. I think you guys are too.
I've had to say a big thanks to Adventure Kings because it wasn't without a fair bit of hardcore, long winches.
These tracks are just so dense, there's trees either side, and it's just a challenge every sort of 50 metres. And speaking of which, hey Barney, I might have to get out here, mate. It looks like a huge tree has fallen over the track.
That looks like a whopper, but we'll grab the chainsaws and get to work, eh?
That could be a showstopper.
Have a look at that. That is one of the biggest fallen trees I've ever seen. There's simply no way of getting around it. We're really going to have our work cut out here.
It almost looks like it's impossible to get through. I mean, look at the size of this tree. Look at the size of the saw and me. I mean, this is a doozy of a tree, but we're just going to chip away at it because this is quite dead and this is our probably only saving grace. We might be able to winch fair chunks of this tree to the side and then use some of the bits we've cut off to build a bit of a ramp. It might not all be over. You know, when we looked at this first up, we thought, no way in the world, we might have to turn around here. It's getting late in the day, and I reckon we might have another hour worth of work here, cutting and building, and then we'll try and bring some vehicles through. And I don't know, fingers crossed maybe, hey?
I've managed to get that electrical gremlin fixed in the 30. And my winch is back in action. Despite the power of the winch though, that section of log just doesn't want to move. There's some serious weight and friction at play here.
Hasn't moved at all.
The sheer size of this tree is making it almost impossible to cleanly cut through it, and there's still a solid mass of wood holding the sections together.
Alright, it's cool if I start winching. Alright, I'm winching this. This might just work. I can't believe it. I'm winching a log. You've got to see to believe, this is insane.
Have a look at this thing. It's an absolute monster.
I can't believe this. Just winch this log right out of the way, and looks like we can get past that with a couple more cuts of the chainsaw. Don't think we're going to make it to see Graham tonight. It's starting to get dark now. It's actually 8:30. I'm looking at the clock right now. It's still light because we're in Tassie, but it's 8:30 at night. Gotta love Tasmania.
Even with the first section of tree removed, there's still a huge amount of tree left blocking the track. This is going to be a long night. It's not long and the sun is set, but there's no way we're giving up on this one. It's a big job. Even the camera crew have got involved.
We're up to the last log. It's about 10:30 at night. If we can just get the vehicles through here, we're going to put camp down there. Now I just want to show you because everyone is on the tools at the moment. Obviously Barney's been working his absolute guts out all night. We've cleared like 4 or 5 of these massive logs. We've also got Dino, the photographer. He's on the axe at the moment. We've got Jared on the shovel, and Dorian, our producer, he's holding the camera, but he's been on the shovel as well. And we've been sawing, we've been cutting, we've been lifting, we've been winching. It's been one of those trips, one of those epic nights, and we've still got a long way to go. We're having an absolute blast, aren't we, fellas? Yep! Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe what I just saw. We just winched the last log out of the way. It's nearly 11 o'clock. We need to get some dinner too. You hear the screams. The boys are excited. I'm bloody excited. What a trip. What an absolute epic. So close this log. Got it. I think I've got it. Yeah, that's it, I think.
Finally, we've done it. All the hard work has paid off. And better still, the track is clear for other four drivers who want to explore the $1,000 track.
Yeah! That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling.